Hey, it's Ray Jack here, and we're on the San Joaquin Delta, fishing for white sturgeon. At the moment, I'm getting a few little bites on here, but nothing too drastic at the moment. Fishing with the Mega Chubber 13-foot 2-inch rod. It's available at level 38, priced at around 25,300. I've also got the Mega Tank 8,000 coupled to it, and that's a level 40 reel, and that's priced at 31,200. And I'm running with 30-pound braid, also 27.5-pound leader. So let's have a quick look at this one. And pull it in. We've got a fish on. Not sure what it is. Got me drag set a little bit of a conservative weight. I don't want it to pull too much on the line. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I was fishing for sturgeon and I was using SE gear, and a lot of people said that you know, you're using SE gear and a lot of people can't use that. So I've got this set up here. I think this chubber would work better with the Mega Tank 7,000, not the 8,000, and I think that would be an ideal setup, running between the 15 and 30-pound line range, and it's got a very good casting distance. But I'm not sure what we got here. It is a sturgeon, not quite sure on the size, but I'm just showing you that you can actually catch these things and land them with, you don't have to have the SE gear to do it. These are readily available rods and reels, and it seems to be doing the trick at the moment. And also somebody commented on why do I fish here and not on that island. See if I can turn its head. Well, the reason I fish here is because primarily the sturgeon are bottom feeders. Here he comes. He's persistent, he don't want to come in. See if I can keep it, there we go. You see the whiskers on his chin there, they are the ones that he homes in with his food. And I find that static baits work better because they can follow the trail of food particles up to your bait. So that's not a bad start for 4,000 cash at a 57.6-pound white sturgeon. So we'll put him in the bag. Just show you my gear. There it is the Mega Chubber 13.2, coupled with the Mega Tank 8,000. Personally, I think the Mega Tank 7,000 would work better with this rod. It would be a more balanced setup. Primarily, I got the 8,000 for the cat boxer, so that's why I've got the Mega Tank 8,000 here. I'm using 30-pound braid, very thin line, very good high tensile strength. I'm fishing with a 27.5-pound mono leader, the 8/0 hook, and a shiner on a 60-inch drop. And basically that's also, we're coupled with a bit of universal bait chum mix with a bit of molasses thrown in to give it a bit of scent. But that's pretty much where I am at the moment. The reason I fish here is you'll notice I've got three markers there. They're actually marking the channel. Now the channel that I've got runs all the way down there. Now if I was fishing on the island, the channel isn't a very wide one. So it would be like landing an aeroplane across the runway as opposed to the length of it. This way I can cast, I can be a little bit off either side, but I know that I will be in the channel. A lot of people I've seen with float gear and what have you, casting out, and they have to reel it in until their float cocks because they've gone too far, or they haven't gone far enough and they have to reel in, etc., etc. Which timed out on that one actually, but I was explaining the reason I fish here. Now the reason I do fish here is, like I say, the sturgeon is primarily a bottom feeding fish, and I feel that they work better with static baits as opposed to the floating bait. Now there is a method in my madness, and I'll explain my reasoning. When you float fish, your bait is actually keeping up with your scent trail. So in fact, when the sturgeon sees your scent trail, the bait is virtually over the top of it. So they have not a lot of time to react. With a static bait, however, they get hold of the scent trail and they can follow that to the bait. And basically, that's the reason I fish here. Because I can be either side a little bit. I will always be fishing in the channel, and also it will give me the chance of running a float, and the float I can let float down the channel as opposed to having to make sure that it's in the channel, and I can set the distance that that thing can go. Whereas if you're sitting on the island, you've got the current going straight from right to left of you. You're pretty hard pushed to keep that in the channel until it grounds out. With this one, I can keep it in the channel and make it stay there. So that's the reason I fish with the fish from here. So just to prove to you guys that yes, you can catch these sturgeon on lighter gear than the SE stuff. So hope that's helpful to you guys. Laters.